So another key example is our embrace of open source software. And to help me explain more about the value and impact of this initiative, please join me in welcoming from Zyah Solutions, Dan Hooks. Dan, thank you for being here. Tell us a little bit about Zyah Solutions.
I'm excited to be here. So Zyah is a LabVIEW consultancy in the San Francisco Bay Area that I co-founded 4 years ago. We focus exclusively on designing and developing test and automation software. So we work directly with a variety of companies in industries ranging from semiconductor to consumer electronics to aerospace to biotech. And given our focus on test and automation software, we use LabVIEW for pretty much everything we do.
So what's your personal background and experience with LabVIEW?
I'm a huge fan. I've been using LabVIEW my entire career. I'm actually a LabVIEW champion and a LabVIEW architect. And I also help run the Bay Area LabVIEW user group. So if anyone in the audience finds themselves near San Jose for one of our upcoming quarterly meetings, I invite you to stop by.
Awesome. So thank you for everything you do for the local LabVIEW community. I mean, clearly you have a strong background in LabVIEW and in test software. Tell us what you thought of our plans to open source parts of our software.
Yeah, so last NI Connect, you stood up and made several key statements that we were really enthusiastic about. You said you were going to be increasing investment in the product, and then you and Jim Kring announced plans to open source parts of LabVIEW. So we were really excited about what this meant for the broader platform, which is why we immediately started lobbying you to open source a key library of IP that we care about, which is the Actor framework.
Yeah, Icon Editor was always just the starting point. We are going to make this a lot bigger. And just this last November, we did officially open source Actor framework. So can you explain why it was so important to you?
Yeah, Actor framework is one of the most popular LabVIEW frameworks. It's great for handling messaging between a large number of independent system components that might all be running in parallel, which is especially common in test systems. So we and other users were eager to help improve the framework, but we were really limited in what we could do until NI made it open sourced.
OK, so we did it. And how has this helped?
It's been great. We've been testing the new open source version of Actor framework. And between the improvements the community has made there and some of the improvements to packed project libraries that NI has made in LabVIEW 2025, we've seen significant improvements in build times. So in fact, one of our customers who has an especially large and complex test system has seen their build times improve by as much as 30%.
OK, so to be clear, these improvements are already posted on GitHub. But we are actually shipping these new capabilities in the Q3 release of LabVIEW 2025. And I think this is a great example of the power of the community and how we aim to work together to ensure our mutual success. Now, I also want to take this opportunity to acknowledge that Dan is just one of several community members that are actively contributing to these open source libraries. This effort is enabled by a global team of advocates and experts working together, which brings us to another key focus area, enabling collaboration. Can you talk about the importance of this for you and for open source?
Yeah, this is a critical topic for the LabVIEW community, and it's something that's absolutely required for your plans to scale up and open source more of the platform.
Yeah, we know. Again, this has been a big area of feedback, which is why even if some of you in the room never contribute to open source, of course we hope you do, I think you'll all benefit from the improvements because this is really advancing team-based development and collaboration with our test software tools. So as an example, a lot of our customers are talking about CI and CD these days, especially in the open source community. Can you give us all a crash course in these concepts and why they're so important?
Sure. So continuous integration and continuous delivery aim to automate the regular, mundane, kind of boring, but absolutely critical activities that are necessary to ensure code quality and code consistency. And these are not only required and expected for any open source project like ours, but they're increasingly critical for all medium to large scale test systems.
Yeah, we agree. And so behind me, you're seeing a brief demonstration of how we're seeking to improve this. We've heard feedback that containerization is a critical piece of technology towards enabling CI and CD automation. And what you're seeing is a containerized instance of LabVIEW running in Docker to automate things like unit testing and static code analysis.
That's really great to see. It's something that I know the open source community is really going to appreciate, but really also any LabVIEW development team that really cares about streamlined collaboration.
And this Docker container will actually be posted live on Docker Hub along with the release of Q3 2025. Dan, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.